Well, hello again. And today I would like to talk about a very important topic that can quite literally change your life if you're willing. When I started doing these podcasts a number of months ago, I think the first one I talked about small things and how I may be talking about what was considered small things. Anyway, today I want to talk about one of those things that I was referring to. And today I want to talk about gratitude. Gratitude can be one of the most powerful tools in having a happy life, becoming the person we want to be, dealing with addictions and mental health issues. It's a huge, huge tool. And I could talk about gratitude for weeks, and I could give you thousands or tens of thousands of people who have spoken about gratitude and what the power that gratitude has. But these podcasts, I'm just giving you the skinny. So I only talk about a few examples, including usually my own. But anyway, I just want to tell you a few things that a few people, important people, have said. Oprah Winfrey, she said, be thankful for what you have, and you will end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never have enough. And I think she summed up gratitude just so beautifully in that short statement. She said, the more thankful I became, the more my bounty increased. And that's because for sure, what we focus on expands. When you focus on goodness of life, you create more of it. And that's so true. It's just so true. Tony Robbins calls gratitude the key to success. And he was speaking with Sir John Templeton, who is probably one of the most successful investors of all time. And he said the most important thing was gratitude. He said, if you had $1 billion and every day you lived pissed off and frustrated, the quality of your life would be pissed off and frustrated. And if you have nothing and you're euphorically grateful for whatever you have, you are the richest person in the universe. And that's pretty profound too. And it's absolutely true. Abraham Lincoln said, if we can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or we can rejoice because thorn bushes have roses. He also said people are about as happy as they decide they're going to be. And these two kind of ideas kind of play together. If we're thankful and we focus on the things we have and being thankful, then we see ourselves as being rich and we love life. And the more we practice, what we practice grows stronger. I think most of us, probably most of the time, aren't thankful enough for the freedoms that we have and for the things that we have. So anyway, I just also want you to tell you my story about thankfulness. And I've told this story many, many times in presentations and in meetings because it's just such a great story, you know, and it's real. Anyway, this was many, many years ago. And you'll probably get tired of me saying this, but it was the time when I was lower in a snake's belly. I was at the end of a rope, quite literally, and I had my heart ripped out more often than some people change their underwear. I was really, really going through hell on earth, quite literally. Depression, anxiety, big time. But anyway, I never gave up, and I kept trying. I kept reaching out to people. And one thing I started to do is I just started to realize that, I had to start doing things, so I kept asking the question, what can I do? So every night, and this, I was living in this crummy basement apartment, but every night I had these articles. They were kind of spiritual in nature, but they were just hands-on sort of things that we could do to make our lives better. And every night I would read one of these articles, and and I would kind of tear up because I would really relate to these things that I could do, and I was asked the question, what can I do? And one these articles, it was about on gratitude, and kind of talking about what I've been talking about already, that the key to success is gratitude. And if you wanted to become a better person, if you wanted to deal with the problems you were facing, you know, to use the tool of gratitude, to be thankful, you know. So anyway, I forget what the article said now, but I remember when I take on something, usually I do it my way. I kind of figure out, well, what's going to work for me. So I kind of thought, well, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Every night before I finally crash, I'm going to kneel down beside my bed, and I'm going to be thankful for all the things that I can be thankful for. So, and I'll do it every night. It was something I could do. It was, my little project. So anyway, I remember almost like it was yesterday because it's so clear in my mind, but I knelt down by my bed and I said, I'm thankful because I made it through another day. And I did. I'm still alive, you know, amazing. And then I thought, I'm thankful I had something to eat today. And I did, you know, and, and, and I'm thankful too, because I have a bed, albeit a crummy bed, but I got a place to sleep tonight. And then there was silence, a long silence. And I kept thinking, and I kept thinking, and I couldn't think of one other thing that I had to be thankful for. I'd lost everything. Uh, so I wasn't bitter or twisted. I just couldn't think of anything else. So that was it. Night one. So night two, back again, made it through another day, had something to eat, got a place to stay. And I might have had one little extra thing to add to it. Maybe somebody said something to me that warmed my heart or made me feel good. They said something good about me. I forget what it was, but day two. So day three, and I had something else, a little bit more to add to, the basics. And, it didn't take that long. I think it was maybe a few weeks. And I started to have a whole pile of things and they weren't big things, that they really weren't big things. Like I remember, like my daughter, we were in a church, I was kicked out, but we, my daughter had, like I'm a photographer, and my daughter had entered this photography contest, and she came away just running away with it. She did so good, and it kind of made my heart warm. She was kind of like me. She was a good photographer. She, you know, and it was things like that. It was small things, but when you feel like you've really bottomed out, and small things that happen that warm your heart and make you feel good, and you start to enumerate them. I mean, it's such a great feeling. It's it's just such a great feeling. Um, and as time went by, I had more and more and more and more things to be thankful for. And I'm telling you, in a number of months, and especially around 3 or 4 months, I was kind of like almost laughing and chuckling, before I went to bed, because, I was so thankful, you know, and my life was changing, and people just couldn't believe what was happening. And, in AA, they call it a spiritual experience, but I mean, I was just kind of starting to soar. So anyway, that was something that happened to me, and it's something I've never forgotten, and I never will. And this tool, this of just being grateful, of being thankful for what we have, is such a powerful tool. And it quite literally changed my life. It was such a huge tool in my recovery. It really was. And it can be for you too if you choose to use it. There was the story, famous story about gratitude, and the prophet talked about it. And this is going back thousands of years, but anyway, apparently the prophet had healed 10 people of leprosy, and leprosy was a horrible, horrible, incurable disease. It just kind of got worse and worse and worse, and until you died. But anyway, 10 people came to the prophet, and the prophet was a healer. And the prophet healed these 10 people. And after he healed them, he said, now go to the priest and show him, what has happened. And so only one person out of the 10 came back and they said, thank you, thank you. And the prophet said, he said, weren't there 10 of you? How come only one of you has come back to give thanks? And I think that was just kind of symbolic of all of us, really. And I think that so many of us just kind of refuse to be thankful. And we kind of see it more like thankfulness, gratefulness, kind of like an old wives' tale. Yeah, yeah, thankfulness, yeah. But no big deal. Why bother? Don't believe in it, whatever. And we don't see the power of thankfulness. But I'm telling you, if you're willing to choose gratitude on a constant, ongoing basis, it will quite literally change your life. Whether you believe me, whether you do anything, it's in your hands. It's your choice. But anyway, I think that's what I wanted to tell you. It's a powerful tool. It means a lot to me. And I'm always available. This is what I do. I tell my stories, and hopefully I can inspire other people to follow in a path that will change their life. That's, and when people's lives do change, nothing makes me happier. And I'm so grateful too that, I can help people. But anyway, that's it for this time. So in the meantime, like I've said so many times, always question, always question everything. And on top of that, be grateful. We'll see you next time.